friends, this is my very first YouTube video. I figured that I have so much to share, and sometimes on Instagram there's just not enough time and space, and now I'm here. And if you recognize the locale, I'm at my aunt's house, Tammy Ages Beauty, and she's actually going to help me out with my first video. I figured since you can only get so much across on Instagram, I would do a Q&A video. I did a Q&A, 2 posts on my stories earlier in the week, and so we gathered up all the questions my aunt's going to ask them, and we're going to just get to know me a little bit better so that when we talk, we have a little bit of a friendship going on. So I figured that'd be nice. So the first question.
What's your name?
My name is Ashley.
Okay.
It's a pretty common everyday name. And actually, it was Ashley Marie.
For any of your new subscribers, they don't know your name is Ashley.
Correct.
Because your channel name is?
That is true. It is The Law of Luxury with underscores between each word.
And what does the Law of Luxury mean?
So it was something that we came up with. We were talking, and as much as I really love luxury items, I am also a single working mom. I work really hard, and when you work really hard for things, you realize that it takes a lot of work to get that money and a lot of work to get the things. So for me, I love a deal, and I also grew up with a dad, my aunt's brother, who his name is Jeff, but they actually call him Jeffrey because he's the one that taught me to love a deal. He will drive an extra 5 miles to save 5 cents on gas, and that's where I learned it from. And so I like nice things, but I very rarely pay full price for them. And when I do have something nice, you better believe it's probably matched with a lot of lower end, high-low fashion. And so that's the idea, is that even in my house, you'll have something from Pottery Barn that I save my pennies for, but on top of it, everything's from Amazon. And it's just the idea of balance, that you can look like $1 million without spending $1 million. And so that's what I do. And I do it in my own life. So it's a real practice that I do every day. So I figured I'd share.
Okay, how old are you?
Old enough. No, I actually forget. It's funny because now I was 30 when I had my son, and I now know his age plus whatever. So I'm 36 now. I'll be 37 in November.
Okay. And are you married?
I am no longer married. I was for 10 years. I am divorced, and now we co-parent our son together, and it works.
And you have a son.
I do. He's 6.
And his name is?
Jace. And so for those of you who have come over from my aunt's channel, he's been on there since the get-go with his hats and his posts. And now when I take photos, he will pose himself for them because he knows the gig.
Okay, so some of these questions did come through on your Instagram story, so I'm just going to go ahead and ask them. Somebody said, what do you do as a profession?
So I'm an attorney. I always wanted to be an attorney. My parents tried to persuade me out of it and tried to actually have me go to medical school. And I was a pre-med student for about a semester. And what I wanted to do just was the driving force. And so I switched over, and I went straight through, and I went to law school, and now I've been an attorney for 10 years.
And what type of law do you practice?
So I practice family law. However, we have a more of a niche office where we do complex litigation with high-end divorces. So we only take on like 4 or 5 cases, which is different than your typical office because the net worth and the complexity of the cases are so great.
Okay.
And we'll have cases for like 5-6 years versus that's how long most of our divorces take.
I think on your channel you should incorporate little tips of legal advice.
No, and I'd love to do that, and I thought about that, and so a way to give back and kind of share what I have to offer on that as well to kind of help is I was thinking that, once a week, maybe doing a Q&A halfway through the week and having some just general questions, because obviously the law is different anywhere, but even to help get you in the right direction, and then maybe share those on Saturday mornings.
So that's another reason people should follow you on Instagram, because that's where you'll do most of your Ask Me a Question.
Yeah, I figured I'd do those, to put up the questions, and then maybe Saturday morning do it like a coffee sit down and answer a couple questions. Obviously not binding in any way.
Well, I don't need your advice, okay?
No. And that is the thing. And it's not the way the law was before where everybody, I mean, some people do practice a lot of different areas. I solely practice family law. But even then, because most of our clients are older, we don't even deal with the whole gamut of family law, like with the children issues and stuff like that. But I know a little bit about something.
Okay. Dog or cats?
I have 3 dogs, so I'm definitely dogs. I'm also allergic to cats. So dogs, and I love them. And when I was younger, my parents, when I graduated 8th grade, they did a foretelling the future. And I found it not too long ago, and it said that I might not have kids, but I sure as heck will have dogs. And the second I moved out on my own, I got one, and now I have 3.
You have 3, and they're all rescues?
They are all rescues. Even to the point that every single one of them. My latest dog, Richter, he's 1. He was found actually in Miami, kind of left for dead, and we rescued him.
One of the hurricanes, correct?
Yeah, he found chained up to a tree. He was a German Shepherd, which actually we found out now he's purebred. But because he's a purebred white German Shepherd, he has gastro issues, so somebody probably didn't want to have to deal with it because he's been pricey to rehab. But they found him, and we saved him, and now he's just a big part of the family.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
He is.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And what are your other 2 dogs?
So I have Aspen and Slate. Aspen is 14, which is also why I took on Richter, thinking it would kind of help whenever, unfortunately, that day does come. But she's 14, and Slate is, he's also a rescue. We thought he was a Weimaraner, which obviously did not turn out, and he's 7.
All right, another question. What is your favorite Starbucks drink?
I rarely get Starbucks, and that's another thing because my dad has ingrained in me that that's like a treat and not necessarily an everyday thing. If I do, I actually don't get the coffee. I get the refreshers, the berry one especially. But for the most part, I make my own coffee and bring it. And that's the thing. It's all about balance. And for me, I rather not spend $5 or $6 every day and buy something nice at the end of the week than spend it on that.
Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food, mac and cheese. I eat it's funny because I eat a lot of very complex things. Like from work, I've been exposed to caviar and, stone crabs and things that are amazing. And I do actually like them. But at the end of the day, if I have a choice, it's a really good mac and cheese.
Okay. How tall are you?
I'm going to give myself 5'5". That's what it says on my license.
I
but
always think of you as much shorter. I don't know why, because you're so petite.
Yeah, no. My dad's like 6'2", and my mom's just 5 foot nothing, and so I just kind of got right there in the middle.
All right. They also want to know, what size are you?
Well, it ranges on the given day. Post-COVID, I guess you could say I'm about a 2, a 0 to a 2. For a while there, I think I lost a little bit of weight after my divorce, and I was a little too thin, and I was really hovering at like a 000. But I feel good anywhere from like a 0 to a 2. I like muscle, which I'm just starting to work out. I got the mirror. I'm excited about that. I'll share that too. But yeah, I'd rather be muscular and toned and be a little bit like a larger size than skinny fat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next question is favorite skincare products.
Oh, we could be here all day. That's a separate video. And I figured I will do that also, my nighttime and my daytime. My daytime, depending on work, gets a little sloppy and it gets down to very few products, but my nighttime's pretty good. My REVITALASH, I know it's not necessarily a skincare product.
Yeah, but look at your lashes.
But even everyone, I'll be checking out at a register or somewhere and people will stop and go, do you have extensions? And for me, it's the one thing that I think, until I do my mascara now, it puts everything together. It just really makes such a difference. And so I will get out of bed to put my REVITALASH on if I forgot. It's the one thing.
And you can get that at Frisco Beauty, can't you?
Yes, and I do have a code for everyone. It's Ashley20, and it's really great. And there's actually even some I saw the other day. I've been using the brow product also, and I think it's made a big difference. I overplucked. I went from not plucking at all to overplucking, but it has really helped like fill in some of this so that I don't have to use as much pencil. But there's some kits too that have the mascara and the primer that she has. So it's definitely something, if you're on even thinking about, if I had to skip spending money somewhere else, I would spend it on the REVITALASH. So I would check that out.
I want to know, what mascara are you wearing today?
So right now, I actually have on the Pat McGrath, the newest one, I forgot what the name is. I'll link the name below. But I didn't like it at first, and because it was a little pricey, it was like $30. I think I got a kit that was $30 with the large size and the travel to figure out to put in my makeup bag. I didn't like it at first, and then once it like broke in, I really like it. I like an old school wand. I like a bulkier lash, especially because my lashes are longer. They look really spidery if you don't put enough bulk, so I'm really enjoying it. And her previous one flaked. This one I feel like is like that one, but it doesn't flake and it doesn't budge. So I really, really like it.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Because I cannot believe the way your lashes look right now.
And I didn't like coat it up. That's one coat. I just quickly
awesome.
like threw it on, and it
Awesome.
at the base it gives. But the other thing too is a lot of time with a thicker one, then they'll start to like clump together. This one doesn't, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty good, and it stayed like I use it every day, and some of them dry out really fast. It seems like it's gonna go the course, and you'll get
great.
thanks.
Okay, the next question is, who is your favorite designer?
Clothing wise, if I'm going to like splurge on a piece of clothing, especially for work, I really like Rebecca Taylor. I used to like DVF a lot, but her stuff got more away from like workwear and more casual, so it didn't. I love Rebecca Taylor in that, and especially I won't buy it full price. I just bought a bunch, and I'm going to share that as well because a lot of her stuff is 40% off right now. And I mean, the price of a jacket is insane without the discount, but once it's with a discount, it's not any more than going to Banana Republic or somewhere else. So if you find a deal, you can make it work. But her stuff's so feminine. And what I like too is the jackets. I like the tweed because they look a little more dressed up. But you can take an expensive jacket and throw on a $20 Amazon dress and no one knows the difference. And especially dresses, because you're wearing them every day, they wear and you know, and styles change. And so I rather spend the money on accessories and then change out less expensive clothing. But for example, I just got this and I'm super excited.
I haven't even seen this yet.
yeah.
Let's see it.
So the top
An
is...
unboxing, friends, an unboxing.
So it is this, and I have a bunch of the thinner belts, but sometimes, especially for work, they're not as dressy as they could be. So this one I saw it and I hemmed and hawed over it, but I'm telling you, there's so many colors in it and it's so beautiful that you literally could buy a dress from Target, a pair of pants from Amazon, and no one's going to think that those are, as long as you keep it simple to staples with something like this. And so I'm super excited.
Oh, it's a chain belt.
So I thought it dressed it up, but then you could also dress it down. And then so it is a chain belt. It is the classic G, but it has all of the jewels. And so you've got a blue jewel, a black jewel, a green, a yellow. I mean, you literally could put any solid colored dress. And then I like that the gold is matte, so it's not shiny. And then at the other end is this little G with a pearl and then like a red tone. So then so then that hangs, and so what you'll do is you'll clip it, and then this will like hang down. But I think it's just beautiful. And then it was obviously an investment, but I think it's something that almost looks retro, so I feel like it'll be classic for a long time. And again, all of your clothes could, most of my dresses are like $20.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if you bought a bunch of $200 dresses, you would eat, or $100 dresses, or just Banana Republic or J. Crew, you'd be spending way more in your clothes overall, when I actually almost end up saving money this way. So, and I'll have it for a long time. Thank you.
So make sure you follow her Instagram because she does post all her outfit ideas and how she ties in.
Yeah, and that's why I also wanted to do YouTube, is because I only have one body in 7 days a week, and a lot of times I'll do like a haul when I find a really good couple items. And also I just did my Nordstrom order, and it should be here soon. And what I tried to do with that was buy some more expensive or just reasonably priced shoes, but then a big wide array of clothes, but then also that crossed over from work to life and that could all be together. I try to do that so that everything has a lot of longevity. So this way on a video, I can share far more things at one time than just one post a day. So.
Okay. All right, the next question is, how do you keep it together being a single mom?
That would be assuming I keep it together.
What's that?
That would be assuming I keep it together by the skin of my teeth. You know, that's the biggest thing I've learned is, number one, as a person, I don't take myself too seriously, which I really feel like help. I learned with having Jace too, just as a mom in general, for example, going to Disney. I go in, what is the saying? That the happiness is the degree of reality over your expectation. And so for me, I've tried to really, it's not that I live with low expectations, but I try not to have these lofty, crazy expectations of life. And so if I get, and the idea is that you can't do it all. I mean, you try, but if you try, you're going to always feel defeated. And so I've really tried to realize, number one, I can't do it all. It's impossible. And when I try, something always gives. And something then, or multiple things get left behind or not the attention they need. And so I try to do what's important, and I try to be okay with that, and I try to just be settled with the idea that I'm not going to be able to be perfect and do it all and have the Instagram house at all times, and just focus on what's important and be okay with that. And so, like going to Disney, if we go and we get on a ride, that was a success. Because if you go and you're thinking, I'm going to hit every ride, and I know that's like an analogy for life, but if you think you're going to go and you get everything done, it's impossible. And if you do, amazing, but you're superhuman. But then if you don't and you just are happy with having done one, I really feel like you're able to just be a lot happier. And so that's where I'm at.
Okay, that's a good answer, Ashley. All right, how do you find time for you?
So I have an Amazon video coming up also. And so for me, the way I find time for me is kind of cut corners in other places. So I joke, but I haven't been to the mall in probably 2-3 years. I buy a lot off Amazon. I do as much as I can online so that when it is time for the weekend that I can spend it with Jace and myself. We try to keep Sundays really low key. So we do I do self-care Sunday, and we take, Jace will take his bath really early, I'll take my shower really early, and we try to just enjoy being home and doing things versus trying to, again, get so much in. And so I feel like that's how I recharge my batteries for the week. And then my skincare and my makeup, that's something that I feel like I do for me. And so I try for a long time, especially before my divorce and during, I was the last person to go, anything, that's what gave. And it would be that I just realized I was just like a walking just person. And so I was living, but I wasn't living. And so I realized in just letting go of a lot of things that now, if you don't have batteries charged, then you can't be there. It's like the thing on the plane. If you don't put your mask on first before your kid, then you can't then help them if you pass out. So it's the idea that you got to charge your batteries or you won't have anything to give to anybody else.
And are you dating?
What is that nowadays? COVID has put a real damper on that. No, to be honest, I joke that I'm just going to be me and my 3 dogs. But life's so busy right now, just generally, and getting still into my house. And Jace is, being 6 as a, full-time job and then working full-time and then COVID. I think 99% of the time I don't even realize it, and then 1% of the time I think about it. But I'm good now and know it's impossible. You mean you're gonna go see somebody from across the room 6 feet away? So no, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
So I have one brother, my same parents, but my brother was born when I was 15. So I'm 36, and my brother just turned 21. My brother is autistic, but he's high functioning. He lives with my dad now, and he works or was working at the hotel. He graduated high school. He's awesome, and I was 15 when he was born, so I kind of got my first knack at helping out parenting when I was 15. So he's kind of almost more like a son than a brother, but he's a good kid, and I love him.
This is a question I have because I know the situation, but some of them may pick up on it. You seem to have a very close relationship with your father.
Mm-hmm. I do. So everybody's got their issues, and everyone tries to show this Instagram perfect life, but yes, I'm very close with my dad. My mom was sick, both physically and mental health issues for the majority of my childhood. So my dad really stepped in, and he was amazing. And so he kind of played the role of everyone. He cleaned the house, he cooked, he took me everywhere. He was kind of my rock. And so since my parents have gotten divorced, after my brother graduated high school, they went separate ways. And so actually, after I got divorced, my dad is such a huge help with even my son. He picks him up from school. He helps me. If there's an issue with the dogs, he comes running. So I looked, and there just so happened to be a house 2 doors down for sale. I sold my house, and now I live 2 doors down from my dad. So,
and it works.
yeah, the neighbor between us joked that he's like my landlord, because when I moved in, one of the toilets needed to be replaced, and I hadn't done it yet. And Saturday morning, he called me and said, "Open up the garage." And I opened up the garage, and he brought me a new toilet. And you know you're adult when that made you excited.
He
So
comes from good stock, that father of yours.
he does. That family. I mean, something's going right with all them. But yeah.
Okay, so last question. What is your most favorite childhood memory?
You know, at first when I read that, I couldn't think of, and so when I was younger, my parents actually would send me up north, and now I think about that to my family. So we lived in Florida. We were the only ones living in Florida, and they used to send me for like a month, I think, every summer, and I would fly by myself. But at that time, they had like the airline staff would help you transfer planes and then get it off and on. And spending that time with my extended family after being an only child, and kind of being a lone wolf, was some of my favorites. And I think about things like after my grandmother passed, the things that, like, she would make grandpa's soup, which was really weird. Like, it was like tomato soup with spaghetti in it. But and there would always be macaroni salad, and those things I would look forward to that, like, are so bizarre and weird, but like made such an impact and made you feel at home. So those are the things.
Yeah. She was definitely,
Yeah.
she was a good grandma and a good mother.
Yeah, she was.
All right, is there anything that you would like to add before we go?
I'm just excited. I'm excited to share more, and also be able to, you only can show so much, and it's not all Instagram perfect photos, and there's a lot of chaos. And
So you want to make your channel more about lifestyle.
yeah, I mean,
Which
and just
includes
making
beauty,
correct
hair, clothing, life with Jace. Maybe how you clean your house.
Yeah,
whatever.
well, when I do.
Life with dogs.
No, so yeah, and that's it. And it's showing the messy side, the good side, how you control the mess. And because my whole thing is, I learn a lot from people on YouTube and Instagram. And if I can help make someone, have an idea that makes life a little easier, and we can all share and lean in on each other, I think that's what it's all about.
It's not easy being a single mom.
No,
working mom.
No, it's not. And the mom, I was talking to one of my doctors who was also a single mom up until most of her life, and she was saying the mom guilt is incredible. But I think that's the thing too, is also having a community of people who can lean in and say, "Me too." That I get you, like that. Sometimes it makes you feel a little less alone in the world.
Yeah.
Especially now when we're already a lot of times alone.
What's your most rewarding thing in your life?
My son.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not until everyone says, and it's as cliche as it is, it's just the things that I tear up over now, or the things that matter. It makes a lot of other things inconsequential and really kind of puts everything into perspective. Mm-hmm. So I really thank you, Aunt Tammy, for helping me ask these questions, and thank you for posing them. I'm really glad to be able to share a little bit, and excited to be able to share everything and to make things easier for everyone. Also, when I do videos, I plan on just linking head to toe what I have in, so that no one has to take the extra time to even ask the question. I know for me, I'll be like, oh, what blush is that? What lipstick? And then you scroll through the comments and hope that someone asked. I'm just going to take care of that and do that, make everything a little bit easier. Hopefully it helps somebody. For example, like the mascara that we talked about, Aunt Tammy was nice enough to lend me these beautiful earrings, because I had asked her. I'd seen so many of her videos, and I wanted to see some of the Dean Davidson jewelry. So I was borrowing that from her, and honestly, so gorgeous. And I love a statement earring, especially when I wear wigs and you need a little bit something extra. And what I'm so surprised about is how these don't hang, and they're just so gorgeous. And so I'll link that. The top is from Nordstrom, and it'll all be linked below. And then I know that my Aunt Tammy, because Dean Davidson's been gracious enough, she has a code. That's Tammy.
It's Tammy25, and it is not an affiliate.
Yeah,
I don't make a penny on it.
Yeah, it's Tammy25. She doesn't make a penny, but at least it's a way to share and give back, and give somebody the ability to like I said, I don't buy it unless it has a discount, and there you go. So hopefully that'll help you guys try out some new stuff with a little bit of a discount, and we can all share and enjoy together. So everybody have a great day, and thanks for stopping